Hello, everybody. This is Brett with Digital Energy. Thanks for joining us today. Um, Today is actually January 17th. It's a Monday here in the United States. The markets are closed today. It's a holiday. So I thought because there's not a lot going on in the markets today, I would take some time to make this video and share with you some of my thoughts about Bitcoin and the long-term outlook for Bitcoin, at least in my opinion, and why I truly believe that Bitcoin is the opportunity of a millennia to the people of the world to not only protect the wealth that we work so hard to amass during our life, but also to amass greater wealth. Before we get started, just the mandatory disclaimers. Again, nothing in this video is intended to be financial or legal advice. These are my opinions only, and they're presented strictly for informational and educational purposes. The first thing I want to say about Bitcoin and my particular thoughts about Bitcoin is I really view Bitcoin completely differently than I view every other crypto asset, currency, or whatever you want to call them. Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all. It's the first digital form of money that's viable that's ever been created by the human race. It essentially has one purpose, and that purpose is the elegant, simple purpose of acting as a digital form of money. It's decentralized, it's tamper-proof, it's secure, and it's the hardest form of money ever created, and the most perfect form of money ever created. Unlike the US dollar and other fiat currencies, Bitcoin can't be debased. No central authority controls Bitcoin, no government controls Bitcoin, and therefore they cannot tamper with it like they can with other types of currencies. And we see that more and more every day. In fact, in the last 2 years, the United States Federal Reserve has printed trillions of new dollars, US dollars, and injected them into the world economy. And you're seeing the results of that today in the worst inflation and debasement, devaluing of US currency that's occurred in several generations. Now, in me saying that Bitcoin is the apex cryptocurrency, the one that will be used to store value and to protect from inflation, that doesn't mean that I believe all other cryptocurrencies are worthless or have no use. I absolutely believe that there are other forms of crypto assets that have evolved, especially in the last 2 years, that do have some use and do have some value. However, I will say that Bitcoin, in my mind, will be adopted by the world as essentially digital gold to protect against monetary debasement, inflation, and the many other problems that our current financial system and money system have. Now, in forming that opinion, I have looked at a lot of different sources, and one thing that I would encourage you to do is to watch the documentary that was recently released called Cryptopia, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. But that is an excellent documentary that talks about the evolution of blockchain technology, Bitcoin, all other cryptocurrencies, and the differences between them, and some of the challenges that this new asset class faces as it grows. One question I'm always asked when people ask me about Bitcoin is, is it too late to get in? And is it safe? So first of all, I want to say absolutely it is not too late to get in. I wish I had adopted or been red-pilled or orange-pilled about Bitcoin earlier. I wish I could go back in time and buy Bitcoin when it was 40 cents per coin. Today it's $42,000 per coin. But it's definitely not too early. We are adopting Bitcoin and blockchain technology at an astounding rate, but that's going to continue to grow over time. So if you are just learning about Bitcoin, don't be discouraged. It's not too late. It will be something that can help you protect you and your family if you decide that it's right for you to invest in Bitcoin. I kind of characterize the current age of Bitcoin as its early adulthood. I think the first decade of Bitcoin after it was rolled out in 2009 was really kind of a proof of concept stage. It was its adolescence and childhood. And, it was marked by a lot of volatility. And of course, there's still a lot of volatility in the market today. But I really believe that within the last 18 to 24 months, we've marked a change in the age of Bitcoin. And it's the time when Bitcoin starts to be not only embraced by the public, by the retail, by the individual, but it's starting to be embraced by billionaires, by world banks, by governments and nation states. And that is going to fuel Bitcoin's rise to heights far beyond where it currently is. One thing that I think is interesting is to look at those in industry and in governments that are looking to adopt Bitcoin. And perhaps one of the most high profile is a gentleman named Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor is the CEO of a publicly traded company who back in the early part of 2020 decided that he did not want to sit by and watch the cash reserves of his company melt away because of inflation. Because of COVID, we were seeing incredible amounts of money being printed, and he learned about Bitcoin and decided that for him and his company, his stockholders, it would be in their best interest to convert their cash reserves into Bitcoin. And I want to play a little clip from an interview that he recently gave that I think talks about the sea change that's happened in our world that is Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's the first digital monetary network in the history of the human race. We never in 5,000 years could make money work on a computer network. And it wasn't clear it was going to work when it was $1 billion. But by the time we got to June, it was $200 billion. And, you guys follow digital networks, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google. Every good idea for the past decade has been a digital network. And when they get to 200 billion in market cap, they're pretty hard to stop. So our conclusion was this is like Facebook for money or YouTube for money. And we jumped on it. Today, it's $1 trillion digital network. It's the fastest growth to $1 trillion of any network in the history of the world. It took 12 years. Google took 22 years. Amazon took 24 years. Apple took 42 years. Microsoft took 44 years. Those are the only firms that have ever done it. Bitcoin has done it. And so the paradigm shift is digital monetary network, a solution to everybody's problem, and COVID lockdowns, everybody's got a problem. You put those two things together, you have to think different. And that's why we did what we did. Right now, I think it's $1 trillion dominant network that's 100 times bigger than the next best thing like it. It's about as likely that Bitcoin disappears as it is that Google disappears.
So there you have it, folks. My feelings about Bitcoin and where Bitcoin is going. I absolutely believe that Bitcoin will sweep the world and revolutionize our monetary system for the better. It will democratize it. It will bring an opportunity for wealth preservation to the masses, to people who never had such an opportunity before. And I encourage you that if you haven't yet delved into the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, please do it. I would hate to see anyone miss what I consider to be the single greatest opportunity of our lifetime to safeguard our hard-earned wealth, to amass more wealth. So take a look at it, do your investigation, and if you, like I, believe that Bitcoin is just an incredible opportunity for financial protection, please share it with your friends and family and pass the word along. Help us put the word out and help the world to adopt this incredible technology. Until next time, this is Brett with Digital Energy. Protect yourself out there.